Hey there, everybody. So excited to be here with you. My name is Cim Carver. I'm the Senior Vice President of Sales and Field Development with Shaklee, and I'm so excited to take just a second to talk to you a little bit more about Shaklee and the business. We have a lot of people that have experience, especially in network marketing and direct sales, that are starting to work with us here in Shaklee. And they're coming over here, discovering the cool things that we've got, the things that we're offering, some of the innovations and pieces that we're putting in place and have been putting in place. And we want to tell you a little bit more about it. I've got my good friend here, Kellie Gimenez, and we're going to hear from her in just a second. But I just wanted to set this call up to let everyone know what it's all about. If you've never heard of Shaklee, well, we've been around for over 60 years, 66 years to be exact. And we've got some notable firsts, right? We were the first company. Dr. Shaklee created the first multivitamin, the first protein in powder form. We've powered Olympic medals, like 150 of them, I believe it is. We have amazing, continue to innovate over time, personalized nutrition products, a lot of really, really cool and amazing things here at Shaklee that really have created a wellness movement for people. And we're doing things now a little bit differently than we've done in the past, where we've updated in our approach and the way that we are building our business. And we're really, really excited because we're starting to work more and more with awesome people like Kellie as she's finding success here. And so we want to jump on here and just tell you a little bit about it. Kellie, probably a little less me and a little more you is going to be what this call needs. So let's just go ahead and start this. Kellie is amazing. I've known Kellie for a long time. Has just an amazing heart. She's an amazing mom, an amazing wife, and an amazing friend, and someone that has really put herself, committed herself to really helping people be successful. And to helping make a difference, which I really, really respect about Kellie. She takes the time to get to know people. She takes the time to really invest in people, and she's definitely a people first type of friend. And that's something that matters a lot to me. So I'm really, really excited to have you on with us here, Kellie. Thank you so much. Maybe just take a second, Kellie, since I talked about you, but maybe just take a second and tell us a little bit more about you.
Sure. Thank you for that. I love being here at Shaklee with you. It's been such a joy getting to work with you more closely here, but I'll introduce myself. So my name's Kellie Gimenez. I am married to my college sweetheart. We have 3 kids, 2 boys and a little girl. And I started network marketing when our first son was a year and a half old. So I've been doing online sales for over 10 years now, and most recently partnered with Shaklee about a year ago. I made the jump and switched over to work with Shaklee, and it's been one of the coolest experiences just coming to this company. When I first joined, they said, "Welcome to the Shaklee family." And I've always held on to that because it truly feels like you're joining a family. For a company that's been around over 60 years to still have kind of that mom and pop feel where corporate knows you, you recognize people at all the events, and you just feel like you're finally home with a company. So it's been really fun. And I can't believe it's already been a year. I feel like I've blinked and I've been here a year.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I still remember those, when you were getting started with us, and it doesn't seem like it's been a year ago. It's just amazing how time flies. So let's get down to it a little bit. We talk a lot, Shaklee, how we have products that are inspired or based in nature, but backed by science, right? We're the most proven wellness company in the world, and we're doing a lot of new and innovative things, even on the business side, to help make business more accessible and help make income more accessible and more predictable for people. But I'm curious, in your own words, what was it that piqued your interest about Shaklee?
Yeah. So first, I had seen a lot of people from my previous company coming over here, people that I had worked with for years and been super successful with. We've hit certain ranks and achievements at our previous company, and I saw a lot of them were here and doing really big things. On top of it, corporate staff like yourself and other people that I used to work with that I respected a lot had moved to this company. And so that alone piqued my interest because the people that were here were people that I would want to work with and that I had known and were, respectable, well, like hardworking people. So that kind of got me interested. So then I tried the products. We are a gluten-free, dye-free family. My husband and I were athletes growing up. Like I said, I was in online health and fitness for 10 years. So it's a big deal to me. And so I started the products just because I was like, all right, what is this Shaklee thing all about? So we got started with the personalized vitamins, the protein shake, the life shake, and a few other products. And we feel like we're pretty healthy people. We work out a lot, we eat pretty healthy. And within weeks of starting the supplements, both my husband and I, which my husband does not take vitamins. Kim's met my husband. He's like super manly, tough guy.
Awesome.
And he was taking the vitamins too. And both of us noticed different things that we felt so much better. And then with using the shake, I started to notice I was getting a lot stronger in my workouts and getting better results. And I knew that if I was feeling this much better, there were a lot of people out there that would feel that much better with the products too. Then I started looking into it as, from the business standpoint. What does this look like as a business? What's the comp plan? Fill me in, so I picked Kim's brain. I got on the phone with Kim and kind of picked his brain. I got on the phone with other people from corporate and just kind of asked all the tough questions. And there were no red flags. The compensation plan, the products, the people, it was all there, that I didn't see a reason not to give this a look and, think about this as an actual potential opportunity.
Yeah. So I remember those conversations. They were actually you did ask some really, really good, well thought out questions, Kelly. It's interesting. I think as people like yourself were looking and considering, is a little bit like I'd always heard of Shaklee. But the more I looked into it, the more I was kind of like, wow, like you just kind of discover all these things are there. And like you said, then you start taking the products and you start kind of experiencing firsthand. The company isn't around for this long by accident, right? There's a reason why it's here. And I really like the fact that the way that it's structured and that our approach and even culture is really around, from a business standpoint, around longevity, right? Around building things that last, building things that can endure, building things that can, be a blessing and a part of your family for a long time, for generations, if you will, going forward. And so that was something that really appealed to me. And I remember when we talked about that was something that you had asked about as well. And again, that doesn't happen by accident. And I love even some of the things that we're doing now on the business side that maybe a lot of people haven't heard about yet, right? It's still relatively new. We're kind of new in this space with our updated compensation plan and other pieces like that. That again makes the business opportunity more accessible, right? It makes the income more predictable, easier to understand. It makes it makes it more appealing to a broader net of people, so that people can be successful if they're willing to do the work. Obviously, to help people out, it's not easy all the time, but if you're willing to do the work, that the compensation is there for you. So you go from that part, Kelly, from having your interest piqued, and I'm sure if you were like me and like a lot of other people, when it's still hard to make a change, right? You see opportunity, you see something's potentially, you might even be feeling like, I need to make a change, like you were, like I need to make this change, but that means you have to go from something you're comfortable with, something that to maybe stepping a little bit into the unknown. And in that process, you have to face some fears or some concerns. I'm curious, and because I think it would probably help people that are watching this, maybe articulate or share what some of those concerns were, right? One of the things that you were worried about, and then maybe, if you don't mind, kind of including there how you got past that, or how you resolved those fears.
Yeah, definitely. So I think the most obvious one is I had built a 10-year stable business. I had consistent customer base. I had a team underneath me that I, had grown from the ground up. And so the idea of walking away from something that I had created, that I had worked so hard for, was really scary, because you never know, what is it going to look like on the other side? Can I duplicate the success I had before? Will I be starting over from scratch? Will I fall flat on my face, Yeah. And it was a completely different business. So I was going from selling primarily online fitness programs to supplements. So it did feel different. While I believed in the product and I loved it, loved the products that I had been using, was that going to translate for my following? So that was kind of my big concern. Also, we have 3 young kids, and I work this business in between pickups and drop-offs and everything in between. Was I going to be able to start over and be successful in the amount of time that I could give to this business? I knew what it meant to work hard. I had that experience in online sales, but would it translate? And that's something you don't know until right? Like you don't know until you jump in and go all in. But what I did know is I felt stuck, and I kind of felt a little bored, being in the same industry for 10 plus years. And I just felt like I was ready for a change, but I was, like you said, I was just sitting in my comfort zone, and I was sitting in something that I knew that I could do, with my eyes closed. But I also have 3 kids, and I want to provide for them. And that's, we always joke, Costco in college, it's very expensive. And so as our kids are growing, I knew that I still wanted to work with a company that was growing. And I know there was still potential in network marketing and working online. I think there's still a huge opportunity there. And so those were my fears and my concerns. But I also knew myself, and I knew I was going to work really hard. And I knew while I was starting from scratch, I was starting from experience, and I was going to be able to take the 10 years of experience I had growing network marketing and apply it to this new business that had the products in place, that had a really, really strong compensation plan, like you said, predictable compensation plan, where I could bring people on and give a straightforward answer on how they could grow income as well, which is super important. Yeah. And then also a business that I could grow up with. So, being in the online health and fitness, where your body is your business, how long was I going to feel comfortable, doing that? While I always will believe in health and fitness, the before and after pictures and sharing, that kind of stuff. Like, how long was I going to feel comfortable? Where with Shaklee, there are ambassadors that are 90 plus years old that have been with the company forever. And this is a company you can truly grow with. It's a company you're never going to age out of, because the products are meant to help you feel younger longer throughout your entire life, whether you're a baby or a 90-year-old, which I loved. I felt like it was opening the market to the people that I could help, and increasing the longevity of how long I could do a business like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. That was one of the things that impacted me as well. When I started here was, you would meet people who had taken over the business from their parents, and people who had taken over from their parents who had taken over from their parents. In other words, their grandparents. And so it was one of those pieces where you really got to see the evidence of what a longevity business can look like. And again, there's always, risks associated with starting businesses, and you hear that all the time. But having some of these proof points kind of helps hey, look, this isn't a startup company. This is a company that's already paid out over $9 billion in commissions. This is a company that's been innovating products for over 60 years, that continues to lead out on the forefront of this stuff. And then your timing right now is amazing with all of some of these new things that we're putting in place, and have been putting in place for the business side of things, that makes it even better, right? Makes it even better, and really kind of prepares it for this next generation, this next wave of people that are leading here at Shaklee, like you've come in and done an amazing job with. It's been really cool for me, having known you, right, for a little while now, to see you come in, face some of those fears you just articulated, and take a little bit of that leap of faith, and then come in and succeed like you've succeeded, doing the things that you've done, you're growing the way that you've been able to grow. And I know it, talking to you and talking to your husband, there's a little bit of satisfaction sometimes in having taken that leap, not knowing exactly how you're going to land, but then having landed and shown yourself, I do have that experience, I do have that know-how. It's not like I'm starting from scratch. I'm bringing a lot of that with me, and being able to bring that to bear so quickly and succeed like you have, and help so many people like you've been able to do, Kelly. It's really been awesome to see you do that. So I want to do kind of the one last kind of wrap up question, if you will. We've talked a little bit here about, Shaklee. We've talked, we haven't given a lot of details around the business. I think that's probably best done on an individual basis. You can answer those questions. So if you're watching this, and you have specific questions around the compensation plan or how that works, talk to Kelly or whoever showed this video with you. They'll happily share those details with you, and make sure they answer the questions specific to you. But I'm curious, Kelly, if you could help us now. We've talked through, what kind of got your interest, now kind of some of the fears you had. You've obviously landed and been doing very well for yourself now. Maybe share a couple ideas now on the full circle. We're a year into this now. We're a year kind of after you've made the transition over here. How has life been different for you since you've been a Shaklee ambassador? And if you had to kind of say why you would recommend someone become a Shaklee ambassador, what would you say?
Yeah. Okay. So I jumped in last year, December 1st, and went all in. And the really cool thing was being able to see like I said, how many more people I was able to help because we have 300 plus products that we're able to offer people. We truly can help everybody. And so my business took off very quickly and our team grew very quickly, which was really cool to see. It was cool to see other people taking the leap of faith, joining this company, and also seeing success too. I love that the compensation plan is built in a way that people can come in and either just sell product and be very successful, or they can build a team and be very successful. You don't have to do both, which I love because people can come into this and grow a business how they see fit. And because of that, we saw our team just take off because people came in and they could build a business that they felt comfortable doing. They weren't forced to grow a team if they didn't want to. So we came in, hit the ground running, and we earned very quickly within the first couple of weeks, we earned the yearly the Star Club trip. So we were going to be, flying to Cabo a few months later on an all-inclusive paid vacation. We ended up taking our 3 kids, which was really cool. So we did that. We were the second place team in the entire company on another incentive that we went for. We earned a service trip where we went to Nashville, Tennessee, and we were able to do a community service event with the CEO of the company. I also earned with my husband, we went on a wellness retreat back in Arizona. You were there also, Kim. So whirlwind, to say the least. I've never felt so spoiled in my life to be able to actually come here, see my hard work pay off, but also feel like I'm being noticed and recognized, that I'm not just a number, that I'm a person, and that, I really feel cared for and supported throughout this whole journey. It wasn't like I signed up and, I was like on my own. I signed up, but I had corporate support and I had corporate mentors and I had the products in place and a compensation plan in place that made it, I don't want to say easy to be successful, but it definitely helped open the door to be successful with hard work, with people that wanted to work hard on my team. It just allowed us to really take off, like I said, and again, be rewarded for that, which is really motivating to come somewhere, start a brand new business, but also feel like you're getting rewarded for the hard work. Not just a number, but somebody that's really, really appreciated. So that's been really fun. I think we have felt so much healthier as a family. Like our kids have not been getting as sick as often. My husband is, going, like we feel amazing. The products truly have made a huge difference for our family, which has been cool too, because, it wasn't just the business. It's truly the products, like you said, for a company that's been around as long as it has. The other really cool thing is because the company's been around so long, when it initially started, people were growing the business kind of like old Tupperware parties, right? Like having people over to their house, they were trying the products, trying the cleaning supplies. And that's how people were growing their business. Well, now Shaklee's like broken into social media. And it took a little while because the older generations of Shaklee were used to doing things a certain way, which is great. And they're so successful and they're kicking butt. But now this younger generation that does have the experience growing on social media is able to take all the special parts of Shaklee and apply that to social media experience. And it's just been so cool. So a lot of people, even though we have the longevity of the company, are just hearing about it. And so it almost feels like you're in a startup company, but with the legitimacy of a 60-year-old company that, like you said, the most clinically proven company in the entire world, that sponsors a ton of Olympians, that just has a lot of credibility behind its name, but is also just getting started. The potential here it's huge. And the window of opportunity, what I love too, is that people can take this business and run with it. If they want to go toward the fitness aspect, they totally can. If they want to do more of the skincare and makeup, they can. So people can really find their avenue. So they're not being forced to sell one certain product just because that's what the company is selling, but they can find the products that really impact them, those hero products that impact their life, and build a business based on that. So I don't know if that answers your question, but long story, it's been awesome.
It does, Kelly. And I think it's just important for people to hear that kind of that full circle, right? Now that you've got that perspective. And, I just thank you for taking the time to jump on this call and to chat a little bit about this and to share that information with us. like you said, the timing it's really a great time right now, because we are doing some amazing things, some new things. There's some other, places that are struggling right now, and we're fortunate to be in a place where that's not happening, and we're able to be, continue to grow and do things. And I think that's a testament to the products that we have, like you talked about, and some of the things that we're doing to make business a little bit easier. Look, like Kelly said, if you're willing to put in the hard work, if that doesn't scare you, then Shaklee's in the business of putting people in business. Like, we can help you do that. We can help. We've got over 300 products, like Kelly talked about, whether it's, it's clean nutrition, clean beauty, clean home, anti-aging products, all these things, like whatever thing that deals with bringing true wellness to the world. That's our mission, to help make that happen. And we've got a pedigree that you can trust to make that happen, that you can know that you can rely on us to make that happen for you. And so at this point, all I'm going to say is this: talk to the person who shared this with you. Get a hold of Kelly. Get a hold of if it wasn't Kelly that shared it with you, get a hold of that person and have them ask them some questions. Ask them to explain a little bit more about the plan to you. Tell them what things maybe are concerning you or what's in your heart about this, because we'd love to have you here. Like I said, in Shaklee, we're in the business of putting people into business, and we'd love to be able to do that and help you out. So get with the person who gave this with you, shared this video with you, and get those questions answered. And let's get you started today. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you for watching. Thanks for watching this, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.
Thanks, guys.